Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another segment of Truth by Billie Beene. Today's date, December 2nd, 2022. This is my third YouTube channel. I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share on YouTube and Rumble. Episode 473. Russia and China position strategic bombers. Strategic means they can carry, they're nuke capable. U.S. M-law, martial law, is that coming? Some of our sources are God in the Bible Patriot subscribers, Werx, Canadian prepper, Alexandra Martnanov, he's a retired Russian military analyst. Alexander Mercouris, he's a journalist from London. A Christoferou, he's a journalist from Greece. Also, Hal Turner, Daily Mail Plus. So let's get started. Okay. We've been hearing this information about Walmart and Kohl's and Target canceling billions of dollars of orders in August, and then also shipping taking a dip. Now we know that the deep state also owns the major stores, but we also had that report from Gene Decode that the white hats and the 70% of the military that's controlled by excuse me, the white hats. Recently, that would be like in September, October, nationalized some locations of Amazon and Walmart for shipping purposes. Now, we have this coming out. FedEx is going to furlough drivers of its less than a load trucks. These are smaller trucks, and they have thousands of them. And it's not a bad deal for the drivers. They still, they're going to be furloughed from December 4 through March 6. They will continue to receive their health insurance and benefits. They can apply for unemployment. Then, when they return, they'll receive a bonus for returning of $300 per week for every week they were furloughed. Now, I submit to you that the source for this information is Hal Turner. And this trucking, so the trucks for FedEx are going to begin their furlough December 4, and this coincides with the railroad strike, actually set for December 9, but days before December 9, they have to begin shutting down hazmat shipments, which also includes diesel and gasoline. And that coincides with the same date. Now, I believe that the FedEx trucks could be used by the U.S. military in implementing martial law. We had that information for weeks from Werx. He's ex-military, has a ministry, and also has a YouTube show that monitors planes, primarily military planes in the U.S. and globally, but also commercial planes. And for weeks, this is December. This would have started or at least around the 1st of November. He was seeing flights going all over the United States from Biggs military base, either taking military police or contractors. My thinking was it was to pre-position people for military law. And then we also had recently Mike from around the world, who's regularly on Pastor Paul Begley's Thursday night program. We believe Mike works for the NSA. He knows stuff. Mentioning Jade Helm, which was the military exercise primarily in Texas, Colorado, Utah, New Mexico. It was operated out of California and Florida, and the primary states, and I believe these were the primary states for locations of the military. Texas, I think New Mexico, but Colorado, California, and Florida were control states. So mostly in Texas. And I think that's going to be the location of the primary U.S. military white hat command and control. I believe that we had that more information coming out from another source. Let's see, I believe that was ShariRaye, that soon, December, we had 139 cities, primarily run by the Dems, that would be put into martial law as when the emergency broadcast system went into effect. Now, I know I heard a test, 1126, about 5 p.m. on Channel 2 in Houston, and that was a test of the emergency broadcast system. So we see bits and pieces shaping up and giving us a picture. Now, we have this. Okay, Alexander Martnanov, a retired military analyst for Russia, is quoting, and other sources were quoting this, A Christoferou and Alexander Mercouris. Ursula der Leyen, she's the head of the EU, came out recently like on a hot mic mistake and gave actual numbers for Ukraine, for died in action or missing in action as being 100,000, wounded about 500,000. And then they immediately took it down and said, oh, you didn't hear that. She didn't really say that. Yeah, she did. But those numbers are known from other sources too. It was just collaboration. Now, also on another number, Colonel Douglas MacGregor is giving out that here we have Ukraine, Russia, we have Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhzhia, Kherson. This is part of Russia. Crimea is down here. So we have a massing here, 500 to 750,000 Russian troops, plus we have about 200,000 Chinese troops. Now, I'll give more support for this. All right, now we have this coming out that Russia and China are both pre-positioning their strategic bombers, and a strategic bomber means it's long range. It can carry a lot of heavy missiles. It can carry nukes, but it can also carry the more modern thermobaric bombs, which is what I believe Russia and China will both be using. They kill just as many people, but you don't have the radiation fallout. Now, so we have Russia, we have China, Mongolia. All right, there's Moscow. Down here would be Saratov. This is the location of the Ingalls Russian Air Force Base, where recently we had information. Ingalls is located 14 kilometers or 8.7 miles east of Saratov. And we also have this going on. Down here, we have another location inside Russia, Vladivostok. And we have down here in China, we have this. We have a Hangzhou base that's located in the town of Zhejiang. Here we have North Korea, South Korea, we have the Philippines, we have Taiwan, we have Japan. Okay, so we've got a Chinese military base here. We've got Russian Air Force Base. This is Russian. Now, what's going on? Let's see. Okay, so we have going from Russia over to this base in China. We have Russian Tu-95MS strategic bombers. And this happened on December 1, yesterday. Now, China has sent to Vladivostok, this location inside Russia, they sent Xi'an H-6S. Now, we also had on December 1 a public statement by the Foreign Minister of Russia, Sergei Lavrov, that Russia is fighting the U.S. and NATO in Ukraine. But they made a public statement. Now we have this. So in Saratov, Daily Mail is the source for this. On December 1, Russia had 18 strategic bombers, and they loaded 300 of the missiles. They're hyperbaric, hypersonic missiles. And we had plus, let's see, so we had this. We had plus 24 Tu-95 plus other types of planes. Tu-160 long range. So they could fly from Saratov, that's on the edge here between Russia and China. And then we have from China, we have the Russian planes here on the coast facing out North Korea, South Korea, and North Korea also has troops along the border between Russia and Ukraine. So North Korea is cooperating with China and with Russia. So now we have Russian strategic bombers on the edge of China, facing out into Taiwan primarily. But these bombers also, excuse me, would be protected from a direct strike by the U.S. or NATO on Ukraine. Likewise, Russia. The same applies to the Chinese planes inside Russia, would be somewhat protected from a strike on China by the U.S. or NATO. So, prepositioning of strategic bombers that can travel long range and hit the U.S. for sure. Here's China. Here's Russia. Here's Ukraine. Here's Belarus. And we know, I brought that out on the latest video, NATO, US, UK already has troops inside Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. This is Kaliningrad. And definitely in Poland, Romania. Here's Moldova. Now, so we have this going on. Now, Russia is making a move to negotiate with Poland. I'll bring that out. This is from Canadian Prepper. So, Russia has banned inside Russia talks between of the mainstream media, news outlets, public speeches about the size of Russia's military mobilization. And we understand that they're mobilizing now up to 5 million. All right. Now, also, Russia is talking to Poland to, or Poland is saying they want to have a referendum, a voting by the Polish people to see if the Polish people want to annex Lviv. Now, Lviv is on the border with Poland, and culturally, the people are Polish and speak the Polish language. And this is coming out that Russia may be taking steps to negotiate this with Poland. So, we'll see. But of course, that would mean that Poland would have to resign from NATO, because Russia has said before they would never tolerate NATO and NATO weapons on their border. So that's going on. Now, we have this. We have a report, this is from Hal Turner, talking about the Pentagon is putting out new information on a Chinese strategic bomber, hypersonic, that they tested in 2021. And what the U.S. military is saying now is that the plane, and this is coming from retired Air Force General Hayden, who had been part of the command group of the Joint Chiefs. Okay. So he's saying that China has this hypersonic strategic bomber that could travel 40,000 kilometers, which is 2,486 miles. It goes in low orbit, and it is not picked up on radar, and it can be launched and would hit the U.S. for sure, and UK up here, US, a lot of other NATO nations. So that's going on. So I think it's good to remember God is in charge and He is on the move. Now, I believe that we're seeing these bombers, strategic bombers by China and Russia, pre-positioned. They're not trying to cover up anything, hiding from satellites. They want NATO to know this is going on because they don't trust NATO. That would be the shadow U.S. government, the shadow U.S. military, the shadow NATO command. Oh, yes. And now we're getting reports that the U.S. military is going to invade Haiti. Now, what's going on in Haiti? Okay, the people are rising up to say no to the deep state, coming in and kidnapping their children, stripping them of resources. And I mean, it's extreme poverty. And yet the U.S., the shadow U.S. is there taking out their oil and gas, There's no shortage of fuel there. This is coming out on Redacted. The problem that the shadow U.S. military has is that the people in Haiti are saying no to exploitation and primarily to the kidnapping of their children by the deep state. So that's going on. All right. Let's ask God to take over and be in charge. And maybe we say, God bless America and God bless all nations, including the children of Haiti. I love you, and I'll see you soon.